chicken fried, and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home, you know. Sweet tea, pecan pie, homemade wine, where the peaches grow. And my house, it's not much to talk about, but it's filled when love is grown in southern ground, and a little bit of chicken fried, cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, and know a mother's love. It's funny how it's the little things in life that mean the most. Not where you live, what you drive, or the price tag on your clothes. There's no dollar sign on a piece of mind, this I've come to know. So if you agree, have a drink with me, raise your glasses for a toast to a little bit of chicken fried, and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, and know a mother's love. Thank God for my life, for the stars and stripes, may freedom forever fly. Let it ring, salute the ones who died, the ones that give their lives, so we don't have to sacrifice all the things we love, like our chicken fried, and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, and know a mother's love. Gets a little chicken fried, and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of my precious child, and know a mother's love.
Good morning, WBAM. Sorry about the echo. It took me a minute to figure out what the hell had happened.
I got an echo.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. Let me work on it, because I think I got... see, what had happened was...
What happened was...
There was a update.
He fiddled with shit.
No, there was an update on this goofy... no, everything's turned off.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
You're
have
okay.
an echo.
I'm okay right now.
Is it a normal echo?
No.
So do you
It's
or
not.
don't
It's
you?
not about me. It's about the folks out there.
Yeah.
How's it sound to you all? I can deal with it.
Do you normally have an echo?
Me, no. It's just like you have a lot of reverb on your voice.
Yeah.
I don't hear myself at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, or I wouldn't say the stupid shit I say. But good morning. Good morning, Tisha. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Bon Lee Johnson. Welcome.
Good morning. Yeah, I don't know. There was some extra stuff that got turned on, like that audio hijack that I used to broadcast.
Yeah.
It has these things called blocks. And for every
Right.
application that you want to run through the broadcaster, you have to create a block. Well, when I did the update the other day, it turns all the blocks on. So I have to go back and turn the ones off, like Line app. That's the one that was causing it.
Well, don't you need to have it on?
No, we don't
Oh,
use
no,
Line.
not Line.
Only if
Never
we
mind.
use that for a phone call.
Phone call, right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Got ya.
So
I had Line and Zoom mixed up in my head.
Zoom's not turned on either because we don't really need it because anything that plays through my computer, I don't really need all those blocks. So I don't even know that I need any of them really. I think they all create a redundancy, and that's what causes that echo.
Yeah. They're all just
Okay,
bumping
Pudge
into each
says
other.
we're good to go now. So
All right. As long as we're good for you all, I can deal with it.
yeah.
I mean, it might just be like the echo going on in my head too. So
That might be. Let me try a couple things for you.
no, don't try shit.
Oh yeah,
because
we're
you're
gonna try it.
You're gonna fuck it up.
Oh, how about now? Can you hear me at all? See, is it echoey? Is it better? Yeah. Wow.
That's but see, you probably fucked it up for those at home.
No, I didn't.
You don't know that.
Leave me be, man. Just let me tinker.
You
I like to tinker with my bird. Just leave me be.
Happy Monday morning.
Happy Monday. You missed me all week, and as you know it.
No,
You've been AWOL.
I've been sick.
I know. You've been AWOL. I don't care if
I'm
you're sick or not. You still need to pay attention to me. There's a
I'm
toll for going across
am
this bridge.
I'm so sick of being sick. My God,
I
I'm sick of being
am
sick.
needy. Going to sound like pigs in space. Stop touching the buttons. Pigs in space. I loved pigs in space.
That's pretty good. Oh my God, you would.
Of course. The fucking Muppets were the shit, man. For a little while in my life. At least 6 months. The pigs in space was great.
No.
And the two old men. Tish even knows their names.
Yeah, I like the two old men. I
Yeah.
kind of, I like the two old men, but
They were great.
I don't know. Like the pigs in space is it.
It was
I
dumb.
wasn't a big Muppets.
Oh, well.
Muppets, Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, all of the little puppet things. I wasn't one of those kids.
I was. I like Sesame. I never watched Fraggle Rock. I think that was on HBO or something. We didn't get that kind of stuff, but I did watch Sesame Street. That was on free TV.
Yeah, PBS.
Yeah, that was on free TV. So I watched that. And of course, you weren't into it, so we can't even have that conversation.
I wasn't what?
Into it.
No.
Well, I can't ask you who your favorite Muppet is if you're not into it.
I can't even remember like what I watched when I was that young.
What do you mean, what? You was a hoe, just like you is now. What do you mean?
I mean, like I can't remember any like childhood stuff. I remember being outside.
Yeah.
I just don't remember.
Well, what did you do when it fucking rained? Because that's when we watched TV. It was on Saturday mornings, which was the norm, and when it rained.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was tradition to curl up with a bowl of cereal. If you know,
I was probably in my room with my record player listening to my John Schneider album.
Could have been. I had
that was probably what I was doing.
This reminds me. There was a, I get into all that nostalgia crap on Facebook and Instagram and that. And one of the reels came across it. It was the red Panasonic, the very first music box that I had with the 8-track that plugged into the side. It was on there. Yeah. And I'd forgotten, but when I looked at the picture, I remembered that there was a bubble on the front, and it was real like
Bubbly?
convex bubble. Yeah.
It was bubbly.
It was a convex bubble, and it made it look bigger, but it had little numbers in it for every track, and 1 through 8, and it would, yeah.
Cool. I bet they were digital even, weren't they?
No, it went like that, turned.
Okay, like those.
It may have
like
been
those,
counterclockwise, but yeah,
like those. You remember the alarm clocks that did that?
kinda. It was kind of the same way, but this was it just spun on a dial. You could tell that it was a dial of 1 through 8, and whatever number 1 through 8, and then it would go back to 1 again.
That's pretty cool. Though.
It was pretty sweet, and my stepdad's brother gave it to me. Dale was probably 17 when we moved in with him. I was like 8, and we didn't have shit, we went from poor to poorer, but he knew that I liked music, so he gave me that boombox and a Kiss Love Gun 8-track. I was fucking mesmerized for months with it. Staring at the little picture, I'm like, oh my God, there's like girls and stuff. I was covered wearing makeup. Whores. That was when I first fell in love with whores. I was like, I like slutty women. Those are my faves. At 8 years old, I was like, yes, this is my destiny. It ruined my life then. It continued to ruin my life well into my 40s. But, that's another story.
And look at you now.
Look at me now, just killing it. Killing it on the radio. With tens and tens of listeners.
Don't push it.
Yeah, no shit.
We have 2.
Yes. With ones and ones of listeners. With listener after listener.
Yeah.
See, that would be accurate at least. At least that would be accurate.
We have the 2 best, though, I'll tell
We
you
do.
that.
We were discussing after the show Friday how just absolutely grateful we are for the friends that we have on here that support us no matter how crappy our show is or how early it is or how late it is or how long or short. There's certain people out there that just come by and listen and have fun with us and chat and all that no matter what. Thank you.
Thank you.
Someday I'll let you win again. Well, we did let one of them win. Eric was our first winner. It's not quite time to talk about that yet, but we did spin the wheel. There is a number, and we did know who it was. Good morning, Paige. She's another one of our loyal listeners.
She is.
She's been showing up.
Faithful.
Very.
My loves.
Layla Love. So we're working on a name, and maybe we'll get the audience involved.
Yeah, you were doing that Friday.
Yeah. And Layla's Love Shack was one of the names we came up with. We kind of like that one.
I like that one.
And I think that's just different enough that we won't get like any kind of because they can't copyright the words Love Shack. We had Love Shack before the song was. There was a Love Shack. That was the nickname for a place you went, a meat market. Same thing. You can't write a song called Meat Market and then, coin the term meat market.
I mean, let's be real honest with you here, okay? I mean, do you really think the B-52s are going to fucking care? No. They've never heard of us. They will never hear of us.
Listen, just because you are mundane and into the, like basically a wallflower in life, Chris Stapleton sends me friend requests on Facebook constantly.
Yeah.
So I know that I am in the ether and they are aware of me.
Okay.
They know who Bonsley Johnson is and they want a piece.
All
Especially
right.
the 2 hot chicks from B-52s. They're probably not hot anymore, but
do you
actually I did see them recently and they're still fairly attractive.
I doubt it.
No, it was a recent picture and they were still fairly attractive. I mean, I'm sure it's all puff and makeup and all that, but whatever. At least they're putting the effort out. I'd be all right with it.
All right, is that a dig at me?
Maybe. At least you're sick, honey. And you still look good. So stop it. Yeah, you look good, baby.
Yeah, man.
You guys don't get to see my creepy faces that I make. Because we're not on video yet. That's next. Since we are on YouTube now, all of our shows are on YouTube. If you guys want to go check that out.
Are they live?
Yeah, I think so. Right? Maybe.
I don't know.
I got a bunch of emails from YouTube saying that we had a bunch of infringements with shows like Buck Wild and Bonfire and all that. But Nostalgia was good. They were like, welcome. Morning Bull was welcome.
Well, you actually had didn't you have some problems on another platform with that?
Yeah, I was saying Google is going away, apparently. Google Podcasts is going away.
Right.
And that's the one we had the issue on. Oh, also Spotify, yes. Spotify with the music. Anything with music, Spotify will not play a music-based podcast. They only do talk on their podcasts. That was the, they weren't even getting into the copyright infringement area. They were just like, oh, you have music? Well, you're not on here then. They were not interested in that. And that's fine. You know, they have their own music platform, and I think that's why they want to stay away from that. And I don't blame them, you know. They don't want to share the bed.
Oh,
they would rather shit the bed than share the bed. So,
yeah.
Quotes of wisdom by Bonley Johnson. That was the original Bonley Johnson thing. You know that, right? Besides the band thing. I had a philosophical page on Instagram where I posted
on Instagram.
Yeah, where I posted philosophical quotes. I was Bonley Johnson, philosophicalizing motherfucker.
All right, yeah, because I've actually seen that online.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
It was wildly popular. I had less followers on that than we do listeners on this. So I'm moving up in the world.
That's unheard of.
I'm starting to find my groove.
I actually thought the things that you shared to line, I thought were kind of funny.
Yeah, most of them were. I mean, because you're just biased because you like me, so you think I'm funny. I think they're all funny, but the problem is most people don't know me, so they don't know. They don't know how to take
true.
it. They're like, is his mental illness real, or is this supposed to be sarcasm?
Well, you know, if people would actually, if people in the world will actually learn that most things are just fucking humor, and we don't mean the things that come out of our mouth. I mean, things are taken so literally by society that they don't see humor anymore.
No, they don't.
It's disgusting.
Well, part of the problem is the world's in chaos right now, and it's hard to find humor in things. But we are going to be that outlet for you people, all three of you. When the world gets to be too much, just show up here, and Bon and Jen will make you giggle for an hour, 3 days a week. Rest of the time, you're on your fucking own.
You're on your own.
Go find a therapist. Suck it up. Put a helmet on. Be tough.
or you can reach me in PM.
Yes, PM. We can try to make you laugh in PM, but it's much better live. Much better live.
I don't know. I think it depends on who you ask.
Well, that's true. we only have a few people to ask, so I don't think. I don't know. I'm trying to push this through my European friends, our show. Mm-hmm. But it just so happens this is also dinner time for them. And I don't know if we're dinner conversation. We're post-dinner conversation. We're pre-breakfast or post-breakfast conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I don't know where would our sweet spot be? Where in the world is 9 a.m., 9 p.m.? Right?
Probably nowhere.
Where's Crystal Walker from? Because she was 24 hours or 12 hours away.
12 hours? Indonesia.
Indonesia, yeah. So if you're in Indonesia, you should tune in to Morning Bull, because it'll be Evening Bull for you. Night Bull. Welcome to the Night Bull.
Well, that makes me think of like Night Court. Remember there was a bull on Night Court?
There was, yes. Yeah. Bull Shannon was his name on Night Court. Yeah. And he, Richard Mole.
Yep.
Was his name.
He's dead, isn't he?
Yep, he passed away. I don't think there's anybody alive except for John Larroquette. I think he's it.
Really? No.
Yeah. Marky Post is dead. She's dead.
Way. Marky Post is dead.
Dead.
When did she die?
She died a few years ago. She's dead. Both the bailiffs, the black lady and the old white lady, are dead. Well, that's the reason the black lady became the Beeves, because the old white lady died. And and the judge, Harry Anderson's dead. So
yeah,
John
I didn't know
Larroquette
he
is
died
it.
either.
Yep.
Well, I know because there's a new night court.
Is there?
Yeah, and John Larroquette's part of it, but I
Yep.
just figured he was the only one that like wanted to be a part of it. I didn't know they were all.
Yeah, he won.
I didn't
He
know
won
they
through
were
attrition.
all dead.
Yeah, he went through attrition. He's in. Markie Post was super hot. Yeah, she was. She was cute and sexy, and she had it all. Yeah, I think she could have been a little sluttier, but it's just me thinking out loud.
It was the mullet for me.
Yeah.
She had a chick mullet.
She did. It was that. Yeah. Linda Hamilton from Terminator had it too.
Yeah. Well, it was like
she was not as cute as Markie Post. Not even close.
No, because I actually think she's a little bit masculine.
She is a little bit masculine. She's a lot of
tiny. I think she's super tiny, but she's kind of masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Just her features.
She is for sure, and I think that was intentional. They picked her for that reason.
Maybe intentional. Yeah.
No, I don't think she picked
for that role.
We do not get to choose that. I mean, we get to choose, our appearance stuff, clothes we wear, how we do our coif, such on and so forth. But we don't get like to pick our body parts and how exactly they're shaped.
Yeah, well, I think I must be masculine too, because Snapchat thinks I'm a fucking dude.
What? You have no
Snapchat thinks
features.
I'm a dude. Yeah, every time I do like the AI thing on Snapchat.
You're taller than most of my friends, but that's the only thing that's
but they don't know how tall I am.
I know, so what, right. But you have no you don't have a big chin or fucking...
Well, apparently Snapchat thinks I do, because every time I do the Snapchat AI thing, it's a dude.
You remind me of my stepdad's mom, Clara.
That is better than your stepdad.
Yeah, the one from Kentucky. You guys have a lot of the same mannerisms. You have the same hair, same eyes. She was such a sweet woman. That's the one thing you lack. But but I don't know how she was with her friends. She could have been a motherfucker too. I don't know.
I'm good to my grandbabies.
That's all it was. I was her favorite, and I don't know why. I never figured it out. I think because I was the same age as her youngest, and he was like 10 years away from all of his siblings,
Right.
So he was kind of alone a little bit.
Baby.
And then when we came into the family, him and I were the same age, and we bonded. And I think that's why.
Yeah, you were her baby's friend.
She would just beg me to come over and stay, and I would stay the whole summer. I just stayed at her house during the summer. She loved it. She loved to take care of us, and she just thought it was the shit. She grounded me one time because this chick gave me a hickey. But I could see it in her face that she was fucking delighted. You know what I mean? She was trying to pretend to be mad. I was 14.
How old were you?
No, I was 16 that summer. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
so I'd been staying there for a while.
Upset.
But yeah, she thought it was. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? I think she always saw us as babies, and I think it was. Well, I could see it. Like I said, I could see it in her face. She was kind of giggling while she was doing it. Not really giggling, but I could see that she wasn't really. She never really ever got mad at me. She never raised her voice at me, ever. And I was there a lot. I mean, I was basically one of her kids at the end of that, before she passed. She died super young. Horrible. She had a massive heart attack at 45. 45.
Oh my gosh. Oh my Lord.
It was like right around that same summertime. Terrible. Killed that family.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It did. It was not the same after that.
You're not prepared for something like that.
No, you're not.
If you go through, say a cancer illness or something, you have time to prepare. I mean, like, it's going to happen, right. and you do have.
Yeah, there's no prep. You're right. I understand why you say the word prepare the way you say it, because there's no There really is no preparation. However, you're right. It is not the same as that shocking car accident, instant heart attack kind of.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that's just traumatic.
Never got to say goodbye.
Right.
Never got to reflect. Any of that stuff. Just boom.
Completely
and,
unexpected.
my Uncle Jeff was young. We were both young. But it was his mom,
Right.
Hard on him. He turned out okay. He's a good guy. But he was just one of those nice people, Other than that time we were 9 years old when he held me down and made me promise to give him a customized van to let me up.
I'm so glad that's what you said, because that is not what I had.
Well, you're a perv, that's why. You're going, yeah.
So are our 3 listeners. I guarantee they all were thinking the same thing.
No. So I'm working on the customized van now. And I did tell him. I said, when it's done, I said, if you outlive me, I said, I'll leave it to you in my will. It'll be yours. Promise will be kept. I said, if you die before me, then too fucking bad.
So, do you have a will?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, I mean,
it's coming soon.
If you've done,
Bailey knows what to do with it.
All right.
I told her.
I
told her what goes where.
She's trustworthy.
She is. I told her what goes where. She doesn't want any of that stuff.
Well,
at all. She thinks all my stuff is trash. And she's not wrong. She yelled at me yesterday. We were out to fucking dinner. We started off, what the hell were we doing? Oh, she wanted to go to Lowe's to get some potting soil. And the Lowe's in New Philly, I fucking hate. I can't stand any of this. I can't stand that town at all. It smells, if you live in New Philadelphia, I'm sorry, but fuck you, fuck your city. It's gross. The cops are gross. The government is gross. The whole town is gross. Anyhow, I don't want to go to that Lowe's. So I'm like, I don't want to go to that Lowe's.
Well, what town has a good Lowe's?
What?
Wheelersburg.
Yeah.
You should have come to Wheelersburg.
I should have. Well, we went all the way to Zanesville, which is an hour away. Because we started to head to Coshocton. We were going to go to Tractor Supply. Or not Tractor Supply. What's the other one?
Rural King.
Rural King. We were going to go to the Rural King there.
Royal King.
Rural King.
That's what people around here call it.
I know. Everyone
Royal
around
King.
here the same way. Everyone says Royal King. We're going to Royal King. Like, what? Rural. Rural is hard to say.
Going to Rural King.
I'm going to cut him some slack. Inbreeding and speaking usually don't go well together. But anyhow, that's another story. So we're headed to Rural King, and I was like, I need some screws for my golf cart. I said, I got these panels I got to put on the dash that Bonzo Bitburg made for me to cover these holes where we ran all the wiring and stuff. So I'm just like, let's go to Lowe's. Isn't there a Lowe's in Coshocton, which is where the Rural King is? There's also one in New Philadelphia, but we don't go to that one. So she was like, oh, there's no Lowe's there. I'm like, really? I'm like, why do I think there's one close by? So we Googled, and there was one in Zanesville, which is just a little south of there. So we said, fuck it. Drove to Zanesville, and we just figured, while we're out, we'll go out and get something to eat. And we're getting ready to go. We decided to go to Olive Garden because she's been craving Olive Garden. I had Olive Garden twice this week. But anyhow, so I grabbed my hat and I'm getting ready to go. She goes, what is wrong with you? I'm like, what?
What is wrong with you?
There's
I have a question. I go, no, like there's no way that you, Mr. Pasta,
I know.
Mr. I love Italiano,
is
going to bitch about, so I've had Olive Garden twice this week.
Well, I wanted a different Italian. So
no, you just want to bitch. You just want to bitch.
Just want to bitch. Of course.
Okay, so go on.
Pot, kettle. So I grabbed my hat and she's like, you have 8 hats hanging in the closet with tags still on them. And you grabbed that raggedy piece of shit to put on your head to go out of the house. I said, it fits my head. She said, it's lopsided. I said, so it's my head. So I got this raggedy old hat on, my raggedy clothes on. She's like, why do you like that stuff? I'm like, I don't know. Because when we met, not when we met, but when we first started dating, the tour of Italy, yes. Oh, chicken Parmesan, I'm talking to Paige in chat. Chicken Parmesan is what I usually get. However, yesterday I decided to try chicken carbonara because it looked really good. But I didn't read the menu or understand what carbonara was. It had chicken and shrimp on it.
I have trouble with words.
I do. It looked really good on the cover. The sauce looked like it was maybe a marsala sauce or something. It was kind of gravy looking. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. And that's what they call red sauce in Italy anyway. They call it gravy. But anyhow, so I get it. And it turns out that it's Alfredo sauce with bacon in it. That's all it is. I don't like Alfredo. I don't like it. So I'm like, here we go.
That's because you're stupid.
Yeah, well, we know that. There's many reasons for that too.
I mean, really, I'm not sure that there's anything better than Alfredo.
Oh, it's terrible.
And bacon.
Tasteless. Yeah, and you would think bacon could make it better, but it couldn't. It made it worse. And it was just awful. It was fucking awful. But the salad was amazing, of course. And I don't eat the breadsticks, but whatever. I like them. I'm just, trying to cut on my carbs. I'm eating all that pasta already and sauce and all that shit. And
the diabetes got
in there. So I just avoid the breadsticks as much as I like them. So I just ate an extra helping of salad, and we had an appetizer too. It was like some kind of deep fried shrimp and peppers and onions all mixed together. It was really fucking good. The breading was super light and very tasty. So I wasn't dissatisfied. And I told Bailey, I said, it was a good day for me to experiment. I wanted to reach out, expand my horizons a little bit. And now I know that I don't like carbonara. I do not like it at all. So anyhow, when her and I first met, started dating, I had these I think I told you about my old BKs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ever since then, she buys me shoes left and fucking right to try and keep me in, because she doesn't like my old raggedy shoes. And then I still wear the old raggedy ones. So you know what she does now? She throws them fuckers away when I'm not looking. She'll go into the closet because I had my pair of Vans that had a hole in the side. I liked them. They fit perfect. My toe went right through the hole. It was awesome. It was they conformed to my Flintstone foot. So fucking she throws them away. She's got me convinced that I need to throw them away now. So whatever. So now I'm currently breaking in a new pair of Vans. I'm wearing my boots today, but they're already broke in.
You have shoes on already?
Mm-hmm. I had a shower already.
I haven't.
No?
No, not this morning.
That's not
I don't
all
know.
I've done
I
this
don't know
morning.
if I'll be showering today. What did you say?
I said, that's not all I've done this morning.
I still don't know what you said.
Well, that's okay. You don't need to hear what I said. Shower, goddammit.
No. I don't feel like it.
I don't like wrinkled pants, man. You bathed already, Puddin'? See, I'm not the only one. She had a bath even. Showers are quick and easy, but I conditioned my beard and everything. I did the whole 9 yards. I have a doctor's appointment today. Not for me, but I'm going with her to hers. But
well,
but not till after lunch.
I took a shower before the show on Friday. I mean, I've showered.
See,
I've showered since,
you're just not
but I'm
feeling
just saying
good.
that
You're just not.
Yeah, I don't feel good today, so I'm not. And I'm also usually a nighttime.
We almost kicked her off the show
chick.
For the day because you were feeling so low this morning when we first started talking. Because we have a whole show before the fucking show starts because Jen just can't keep her mouth shut. So we get to fucking talk, and we have an entire morning bull before morning bull even kicks off, wasting all kinds of beautiful material.
That's what he says. He says, "Shut up! You're wasting material." So I'm like, "What am I supposed to do? Just sit here and look at you?"
Well, that's what we do for an hour, 3 days a week. You just sit here and look at me, and we talk about dumb shit that makes people laugh.
Oh, is that what I do?
That's what we do. It's not you. It's not me. It's us.
That's
you
not
can
what
try
you
to
said.
take credit. Man, I'm fucking thirsty this morning.
No, I am. I'm thirsty too.
I did do it to Puddin' too. Told her to shut up. We need to save it.
You're wasting material.
Yeah. A couple of Fridays that she was on there.
Yeah, shut up. You're wasting material. So then when you get on the air, though, you're like,
I know, because that's what,
Or you will actually say, well, what was that we were talking about earlier? I'm like, I have no idea.
Exactly. I don't write nothing down. I can't even hold an ink pen right now. Can't make a fucking D chord right now either.
Well, before we started this show, you actually used to drive me. I mean, I don't mean I'm complaining about it, but you talk to me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. We had phone conversations and we texted and we were communicating a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've started this show and you don't talk to me at all.
We got to save it. And that's not true. That's not true. I called you on the way back from the Cleveland Clinic the other day. We talked for an hour. Twice. You got it in your head that because of the one day I said, we need to talk less so we can save more for the show. Now you got it in your head that that's the way it is. And it's not true.
No, that is the way it is.
It is not the way it is. We talk just as much as we used to. I'm gonna have my phone. I'm gonna take it into the iPhone store and have the analytics brought up. see if there's a drop in the Jen conversations.
How much do I talk to Jen today compared to when did we start the show? Do you remember?
I don't remember what the first day was.
I don't either.
It was probably a couple months ago, right? I can find out. That's super easy to do. I just got to open some stuff. But yes, Puddin's not wrong. I am busy right now. My life is fucking getting weird and it's fucking busy. And I apologize that I don't talk to anybody like I used to. It sucks. But it's good at the same time. I don't know how to feel about it. Let's see here. Page 4.
I'm so busy. I don't have time. I don't
January
have time for
16th. You believe that? Does that sound right?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, probably.
Son of a bitch. I didn't realize we started it that long ago. Well, no wonder we're good at it now.
Good might be a bit of a...
Listen, it's all relative, right?
Wait.
We're comparing ourselves to how we were.
I don't know.
We're not comparing ourselves to like the Howard Stern show or anybody else that has a talk show.
Oh, we got him hands down.
I don't know. It used to be a pretty good show. Now he's a
Howard Stern, Howard Schmern.
Yeah, he's a leftist hack now. But I digress. Good morning, Rosanna, if you're listening. I don't think she's ever tuned in.
She said she can't listen because she's at work. But good morning.
That's what earbuds are for. Put one in one side. Layla does it. Layla. She got me on my knees. So anyhow, we did, if you are listening to the sound of my voice and you are in the WBAM main room chat, please type in the word gong. G-O-N-G. Gong. We'll see if we have a winner. Uh-oh. Something happened. You still hear me? Okay. Some warning just flashed up on my pewter.
Uh-oh. What was that?
I don't know. It said something about the speakers.
What'd you do?
Oh, I didn't do anything. I'm just sitting here with my squeaky chair.
You messed something up.
You
know what? I never thought about it, but mine came across way before those people heard it.
That's true. That's true. You have no delay.
Yeah. They're like, why the fuck is she typing gong?
Gong. It's the Gong Show. So the winner was... Since I know they're not in chat. We know they're not in chat. And
they're not in chat.
They're not in chat. It's Clarky's friend Meg. She was the number that came up. Let me get a screenshot of the number generator. Send it to chat. Boom.
Yep, it was number 141.
Yep.
Is that correct? Yeah, 141.
WBAM radio chat, share. There you go. There's the official thingamajiggy.
Well, that stinks. That means we got to try again on a Wednesday.
We'll try again on Wednesday. So what did you do over the weekend besides be sick?
I didn't do anything but be sick. I laid in bed. Like all day yesterday, I just laid in bed. I mean, I tried to get up and be a productive member of society, and that would last about 10 minutes or so before I just started just feeling like pure trash and had to go lay back down.
Yeah, we ran all day.
I actually went to bed about 7:30 last night.
Saturday, I spent the evening at basket bingo for the Tuscarawas County Special Olympics, raising money for them.
That's awesome.
We did well. We did well. Without the food.
Good.
Without the food, we were over $16,000 we raised.
Woohoo!
For one night. It costs like $70,000 a year to run that organization. So every little bit helps, of course. I was trying to get a hold of Bonzo. I was going to have him give me the website for the Tuscarawas County Special Olympics. I was going to post it and have everybody go, ask everybody to go donate a couple bucks or something, just to help them out.
Yeah, that's awesome, though.
He doesn't know it. It's a good time.
He doesn't know it?
He doesn't know it. He's involved in that thing up to his eyebrows. But he doesn't know the website.
So he's kind of like you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oblivious. But yeah, we had a good time. We sat there and there's this table full of bingo women that was sitting beside us that were flirting with us the whole night. One of the chicks, it was her birthday. They kept bringing us
the little blind lady.
Mm-hmm. They kept bringing us food. They brought us cupcakes and trail and cheese. And we ate food from the place. So hog all night. They had conies and pizza. I had both.
That sounds delicious.
Well, I like a good coney dog, man.
What do you eat?
It literally sucked ass. So somebody put their mouth on your booty hole. Or did you put your mouth on somebody else's booty hole? Tisha says, the weekend sucked for me and literally sucked ass so much. So much was going on. The bright side, I got to chat with the little man on FaceTime. Well, I'm glad about that, but I want to know whose butt you were sucking or who was sucking your butt.
It literally.
Literally. When I see the word literally, I take it literally.
Literally.
Yeah. How do you not know better than to post something like that in chat for me to feast on?
My daughter is terrible for that as well.
Yeah, saying literally a lot.
Literally. Yeah, when she'll say literally when she does not mean literally.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad weekend.
It's very, very, very figuratively she means.
Yes. Literally figurative. I'm sorry that you had 2 deaths. I knew your ex's aunt passed. I didn't know there was another one. Your back's still out? You haven't got that fixed yet? We're talking to people in chat. Sorry, people on radio.
Yeah. Well,
there we go. Had to clear my throat a bit. That one was good. I had to hit the mute.
Yeah, I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, I know. You're welcome. You are welcome. Yeah, we got to everybody put their hands together and pray for Puddin's family. Having a rough time.
Yeah, it seems like when it rains, it pours. It's just.
Well, she had the stress of the grandson being born and then the stress of 2 passings in her family. So that's the 3. 4 if you count her back. But she'll probably count the back and not the baby because it probably really wasn't stressful. Happy times.
Right. But it is stressful.
It is stressful.
When you're because you don't know anything can happen and it is stressful.
It was 30 years ago, but I still remember the stress.
And I will say this though, it's more stressful when it's your daughter that's having a child than when it's your son that's having a child.
Well, you do you know both?
No, I mean, like,
Okay.
I mean, I
Then
do.
don't
I
be speaking.
do. I do. I mean, not
I know
not,
your daughter has kids, but none of your boys have had kids yet, have they?
well, not my boys, but my step
Oh,
boys.
okay. It's not the same.
So,
Sorry. You'll see.
I don't know.
Somehow I agree with you. My son had kids.
You
I didn't
do?
find it. Yeah, I didn't find it stressful at all. I
Well,
was
you're
just glad,
also a
you know.
dude.
Yeah, you know.
You look at that precious little face.
He's got more hair than me. Little.
Yeah, he does.
It's not fair.
He's
Life is bullshit.
probably got more sense than you too.
You know that's true. You're not born with a deficit. You're born neutral. So
Don't do drugs, folks.
don't. Stay away from that alcohol too. Alcohol bad.
Alcohol.
Alcohol's bad for you.
It, you know,
It just makes you dumb.
In my husband's neck of the woods, they say hacky haul.
Heck.
I am not joking. And it took me a good little bit to figure out what they were talking about. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, I could kind of from context, I could tell I knew what they were talking about, but I was thinking, is this like some kind of different
it could have been.
brand? Are they just talking about? I mean,
is it the
maybe
kind of
just
alcohol
moonshine?
you dribble with your foot in a bag?
Yeah. I was like, oh no.
But let's be fair. No. The neck of the woods that he comes from, the family trees are pretty straight. Not a lot of branches.
This is true. I actually had this conversation with somebody else the other day.
When they say lineage, they mean linear. Just saying.
Like everybody is related. They don't have a whole lot of choice.
Yeah,
unless they travel.
Let's be honest. Since the beginning of time, it's been a thing. Now it's gotten better as the world has gotten bigger and travel is more accessible, and you get to reach out to more and more people. It's less and less common, but it still happens. It still happens. People get disgusted all you want. It still happens. But take it from old Bon Lee. Try to avoid that shit if you can. Because, I mean, come on, man.
Are you speaking from experience?
No. Heavens, no.
You said take
I'm
it
not
from
related
old
to
Bon
anybody.
Lee.
I'm not related to anybody. I have no full siblings whatsoever. All halves.
Neither do I.
So, see, we're not related to anybody. We can bang who we want. We only half bloods. No, but seriously, don't do that. I know a guy personally who was married and had 3 kids to his first cousin. He got her pregnant at 16. She was 15. They got fucking married right away and ended up having 2 more kids. Yeah, they knew. They lived right 2 houses down from each other. They did it anyway. I know. And then she's on Facebook all the time shitting on him. I'm like, I didn't say a word. I did not say a word, but I fucking wanted to. I'm like, you fucked your cousin and had 3 kids with him. Don't you dare shit on him. You're both fucking turds. That's like the turd taking a poop.
Wait a minute. You can't just blame that all on her either.
No, but you don't get to go on Facebook and shit on him for being a terrible person when you're not that fucking great. He who lived in a glass house.
I just figure how desperate can you be?
That's pretty fucking desperate. Now they lived out in the country, okay? So it was not that far out in the country.
Is it desperate, or is it just like you really like yourself, so you don't want to venture too far? You don't want to muddy the water, so to speak?
I don't know if they put that much thought into it. I'm going to guess. I have no guesses because they lived there their whole lives. They were raised together. Right? A few houses down.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of an excuse, like maybe they were separated and didn't meet each other until they were teenagers, where those chemicals could still mix, but no, these people knew each other their whole lives and they still did it.
Yeah. I don't get that.
I don't get it either, but they did it. Their kids were cute, but I mean, what, a couple extra eyes.
I was going to say, how are they on?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how they are as adults, but they were your typical country kids. They were a little rough and.
Does that make if you are a child of that type of relationship,
mm-hmm.
does that make your brother or your sister also your cousin?
Mm-hmm. I got a weird one for you that's in my family. My mom, my first stepdad, she had 3 kids to him.
Okay.
He had 10 other kids before that, so he had 13 kids altogether.
Holy cow.
He was older. He was 20-something years older than my mom, which is gross. But that's how it is sometimes. But anyhow, they had 3 kids, and he had 10 kids, and they were older.
Thing.
And one of his sons had a kid with my mom's sister.
Okay, now wait a minute.
They all lived in the same building in D.C. So one of his children, one of his older
children. I want to know
children,
what kind of building this was.
This is an apartment building. This is the projects.
You've told me about this building before, and I'm thinking this building was a brothel.
It was a projects, man. It was how it was. This was the hood. It was the Italian hood, but it was the hood. So yeah,
okay. So one of his
younger
children,
sister,
the previous 10,
mm-hmm.
of the previous 10 children,
yes.
His son had a child with your mom's sister.
Mm-hmm.
Younger sister?
Younger, yes.
So
Kenny was his name, the child's name. He is our cousin, and to my 3 younger siblings, he's also their uncle.
So it was my
or he's their nephew. Yes.
So it was my so it's like the kid. That's his aunt.
Yes, my sister and 2 brothers that were born from my stepdad are my cousin Kenny's aunt and uncles. Also.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So they're cousins and aunt and uncle.
Mm.
So it's everywhere.
I have,
you don't have to go to. This is in Washington D.C. in the project, so you don't have to go to the hood. You don't have to go to the woods to find that kind of stuff.
I've got some funky in my family too, and I'm not gonna put it out there for the world to know. Those of you who are close to me already know, but there's some funky in my family too.
Everybody has it. There's just people who lie about it, or people who don't know about it.
Right. If you're out there and you're thinking, God, these, you've got your head down, these, they're making fun of my people. I'm like, no, we're not. We're making fun of our people.
Our people. And not that interracial couples are like an issue. Okay, because they're not. But this guy that I worked with, he was a supervisor at this wooden plant that I worked at. The plant was not made of wood, but we did wood stuff there. He got married. His wife and he had their first child, and the baby came out very dark. Very dark. So this guy walks out of the delivery room and goes and immediately files for divorce. His wife begged and pleaded, like, listen, I never cheated on you. I swear to God, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, fuck you. So she sues him for paternity. And he's like, that's not my fucking kid. So they make him get a DNA test, and it was his kid. Not only was it his kid, the black was on his side of the family. And no one ever told him about his grandma who was black. So, he never met her. No one
I
ever
watched
told
a
him about
movie.
him. So he paid child support for the next 18 years because he was a fucking dick and didn't give his wife a chance to, didn't give her the benefit of the doubt. Like she may have been completely okay with it, but like, listen, okay, let's get a paternity test. Let's make sure. I know I didn't cheat, so I have nothing to hide. She could have been like that, and that would have been the end of it. But he fucking just went off the deep end because he was a douchebag. And he really was a douchebag too. That's not what made him a douchebag, but he was a douchebag to begin with.
He may have been a real douche canoe, but if you were in that situation,
I would have wanted a blood test, yes, for sure.
Yes, would you have not had?
I wouldn't have left her.
Questions?
I wouldn't have. Oh yeah, I had questions. We'd have been having a discussion, and we'd have went straight to the DNA test because this was in the 2000s or close to 2000, so it was a thing.
I mean, obviously, you're going to want a DNA test.
That's all it would have took. I wouldn't have been off the deep end about it. I don't think.
I don't know. I think if I was a dude, I would have probably went off the deep end.
I don't think.
But I mean, if I not knowing what I know,
I would have been shocked. I think. But see, I went into my relationships knowing that I don't know my family. I don't know any of them. My mom had, like me, she had like 9 siblings that she didn't know half of them either. I'm the same way. I've never met 4 of them. One of them's dead now. 2 of them's dead now. But of the 4 I didn't meet, one of them's dead. But anyhow, so yeah, there's a whole branch of stuff out there that I have no idea about. But I did the 23andMe, so I know where, I've got some weird shit in there. It's Portuguese. Some Jew.
Portuguese?
I have Jewish, Portuguese.
Yeah,
Black,
I've never done anything
Irish.
like that, but I think it's a pretty safe bet that my dad's side of the family was probably Jewish. And mom's kind of a mixed bag. But
well, I mean, in this country, everybody's a mixed bag now, right? I mean, we've been here long enough, unless you're an immigrant.
Right. I mean, but my maternal grandmother's last name was Sudbrook. And I think that's probably, I think that sounds pretty Austrian or German or something. Sudbrook.
Yeah. We have some Amish in there, so that's where the German and Dutch come in.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Maternal grandfather's side.
We just is who he is,
right?
And
that's why I don't think I would have got upset. I really don't, because I've been like from day one. I mean, I was like on an island. I felt like, because I had no full siblings. I had none of that stuff, and it didn't matter. The siblings I was raised with, I still see as my full brothers and sister. I don't have that issue. It's not hanging. It doesn't stick in my craw or anything. I don't care.
Right. Well, I mean, I have a small family. I have 2 half sisters, one with my dad and one with my mom. But I don't, when I think of, I was raised with my sister, my mom's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised
with her. I didn't know you had another one. I didn't know you had another one.
Yeah, we don't talk about her.
She's my kind of girl.
I mean, if you like butch lesbians.
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, it's kind of my thing.
Then she's your gal. She's your gal. Yeah, she's more of a man than most of the men I know.
Is that why you don't talk about her, or are there other issues?
No, I couldn't care less what she does in her. I don't care. No, she and I had a huge falling out when our dad passed.
That has a way of doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, she was really hateful and mean.
Yeah.
Selfish, but whatever. No, but I wasn't raised with her either.
Right.
She is actually, let's see, I want to say she is like 15 years younger than me.
Oh my, that's a big gap anyway.
Yeah.
That's a huge gap.
Yeah, she's like 15. Yeah, if it's even, she's closer to my kid's age than she is mom.
Right. I understand. I mean, I can see how that could be a problem.
Yeah. But we just, we don't get along. And I mean, and she's my sister, and I recognize that she's my sister. And actually, when I found out that I had this genetic lung defect, I actually I had to contact her and tell her, hey, I found out I have this, and you
Mm-hmm.
might want to get checked because you very well could as well. And I mean, that was kind of the end of it. She said, yeah, okay, thanks. I hope things turn out well for you. And that was it. That was done.
Mm.
That's the only conversation we have, period. And that's the only conversation we've had in the last 10 years.
Well, that doesn't sound terrible. At least you don't have to buy her shit for Christmas. No birthdays, no bullshit.
Oh no. Well, I mean, it was never a thing. But
Sorry,
now
Paige.
my
I know these family issues are hard. They're hard on people. Paige said she's going through the same thing with her sister.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't really, I'm not going to say that it just broke my heart or anything because I had never been close to her anyway. Now had I had these issues with the sister that I was raised with, then it would break me. It would break me because to me that is not my half sister. That's my
right.
sister.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
same way. And I do have those problems with some of the people I was raised with. One in particular, but yeah, I mean, it just sucks. My older brother from my dad, he just wanted nothing to do with me. At least he was honest. He didn't mess around. They gave me a little bit of money from from my dad's life insurance benefit that they all got because he wasn't on my birth certificate, so I didn't get anything, which I didn't care. But they both sent me my two older brothers sent me a check, a few $100s, whatever it was. It wasn't, whatever. But in the letter he sent, he's like, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. I'm like, okay, fair enough. So I never looked back.
right. But I think that the hard part about something like that is feeling all of your life like you don't fit in. There's some reason, like there's something wrong with you. That's why. And then they just kind of, when you hear from a close relative like that and they say something like that, just kind of affirms those deep rooted I'm not good enough feelings, even though you did nothing. There's absolutely no reason for you to feel that way, and that just sucks.
It does suck.
Shame on that brother, because you did nothing to deserve that.
Well,
If
he didn't either.
If you had been,
they had a family. Their family broke up. His mom moved away, took the kids with her. It was because my dad was unfaithful, and they were hurt by it. So everything that came after that, I was the in-between child in between my dad's two families. Because he had two families. He had his first family that took off, and then he had his new family in North Carolina after the war. But I was in between that. He lived in the same building too. They all lived in the same building.
I told you this building now.
Yeah. So that was those buildings were so huge, hundreds of apartments. So it was a neighborhood. Each building was its own neighborhood, and still is like that way in the projects. So just how it is. I don't remember any of it. I remember Ohio as my first memory because I think we were here when I was pretty young.
Yeah.
Like shortly after I was born. So I've lived in Ohio my whole life, basically. Yes, it does. It sometimes it's hurtful, but I think I was a little offended at first when he told me that, but then I was like, whatever. I kind of tried to look at it from his point of view, that his family got broke up too. It wasn't his fault. His dad had zero contact with him, never contacted him the rest of his life until my dad passed.
Maybe, but it's his fucking loss because he didn't know how awesome you are.
Yeah, well, I agree, but no, seriously, it is. And my other brother, his brother has schizophrenia and he has no idea who he is or where he is. So, I can't hold anything against him either. He has no idea.
Right.
And then my sister from that relationship, both of my sisters have passed away from my dad. So that's it. Those two are the only ones left from that side of the family. It is what it is. I still contact, and my sister that I was raised with, haven't heard from her in years. Those 3 that were born from that side of the family all have mental illness, big time. Schizophrenia. They're all they hear shit coming out of the electric sockets and stuff. It's crazy. So I haven't heard from the 3 of them in years. But my oldest brother, him and I are close. And and I was close with my sister Karen. So I did have some good came out of it,
Yeah.
You take the pieces, man, because life's full of like a bunch of bullshit and then a couple little roses here and there. You got to take those little roses and you got to smell them and all that. The songs always say. And sniff.
That's a beautiful. Never mind.
I may not be eloquent, but I get the point. Get the point across. You know what I'm saying.
I started to say that was a beautiful way to look at it, and then you said you got to sniff, and I'm like, maybe it's beautiful, maybe not is the
well, I can't stay
the correct word.
I can't stay sweet forever. I got to throw some salty in there. It's just the way it is. All right. Well, we've made enough people sad for Monday. let's call it a quit before you get a call from the suicide prevention hotline. They say it's your fault. You depressed all 3 of your listeners. We have more than that, and thank you all for tuning in. It was a good Monday, and we will see you Wednesday here on Morning Bowl with me, Bonley Johnson.
And me, Gen X.
So peace and love, WBAM. Peace and love.
Mucho love.